280% damage to the target, which is a sizable amount, but not an excruciating amount of damage when you're looking at a single target, which obviously her big draw to potentially use. Today we're going to be doing a brand new hero breakdown on Yang Mai. She's got 743 on her attack, 762 on her defense, and 1369 on her health. Statistically, the attack power, it's a little bit about average, defense about average, and the health total, it's a little bit above average. Nothing too crazy or out of the norm in terms of her statistically. She is running at fast speed. She is a hero of the month. She has a status effect on mana reduction, receives the following status effect when mana is reduced. The caster gets 30% attack for 3 turns, and she also resists water damage. This hero has an innate resistance against water damage. So essentially, when she has mana reduction, she gets plus 30% attack for 3 turns, which is kind of relevant right now in today's scheme of the battle. As far as her hero special goes, she deals 280% damage to the target, has a 50% chance for additional hits on random enemies up to 4 times. Additional hits deal minor damage. The caster gets the following status effect for each hit. The stack, the caster gets plus 5% attack. The maximum size of stack is 10. Also gives an elemental link, which gives all fire allies a small amount of mana at the end of each turn. For 4 turns, this effect cannot be dispelled. So essentially, when she's getting her mana reduced, which happens quite frequently when you've got Bear of Freya minions, or Bear of Freya running around, you kill them, and then she's getting her mana reduced, she's going to get the increase in the attack power of 30%, which again is definitely relevant. As far as her resisting water damage, it's not so much prevalence in terms of on the battlefield. We did have Vila, which was obviously rocking around for quite a bit, but not so much anymore in terms of water damage.
Welcome to Gemstone Legends, new team-based RPG game with unique match 3 mechanics. Experience a huge fantasy world full of heroes from different fractions. Unleash the power of legendary dragons. Form the team and choose from more than 300 different heroes. Discover 3 million artifacts combinations. Play now.
Her hero special, it's at 280% damage to the target, which is a sizable amount, but not an excruciating amount of damage when you're looking at a single target. Which obviously, her big draw to potentially using this character is having the additional 50% chance to hit additional random enemies up to 4 times. So they significantly changed this hero quite a bit since the coming of what she came out with. She was at 70% in terms of the additional hits. Now, when you, obviously, it's very easy to compare her with the likes of like Misandra, which is going to be dealing a little bit, I believe it's a little bit less damage, and it has additional hit up to 3 times. So she has a better chance, and also Misandra's at 40%, I believe. So very similar in terms of that. Misandra, every single time that she hits, there's a minor mana that is gained for all your allies. Whereas she's going to give the small amount of mana to all red allies, which definitely changes things when you look at like defense versus offense. What we've been noticing in terms of the grading is that the 50% chance happens a whole lot less than you would figure. So I would say on the first, if it only hits the enemy, obviously she stinks. Running at fast speed, only 280% to 1 target. Nobody's getting she's not getting the stack, and then only fire allies are going to be getting the small amount of mana. Definitely stinks. At 1 person, so if it hits a target and then the nearby another random enemy, that's okay. The 2 enemies is, I would say it's pretty sweet. It's okay. 3 and 4 are definitely awesome. So I would say you've got pretty much a 40 to 60% chance that you're left with feeling a little bit more desiring of her. But then when you increase off of that into the other 40%, I think that you're quite happy. So you have to kind of weigh the risks versus the benefits. There is definitely a drawback of using this character considering that Fire just has some really awesome characters that are single hitters. When you look at like Gefron, she's running around, she's doing pretty awesome. I don't know if she really, I think that they just nerfed her a little bit too much to be really relevant. They had a great opportunity to have a character that would really change things, but I feel like SG didn't want another Teleria Vila situation going around to where everybody had the same character, plus it was a hero month, would have been easily accessible. So she had the great inner workings to be pretty awesome, but unfortunately I think that she leaves a lot to be desired. Now she is a monk class hero. If you're looking to add some emblems on her, I would probably just utilize that attack power, because you're probably in a position to where you're not going to be dealing a whole lot of damage as much as you would like, because she's going to be potentially missing a decent amount. So I'd probably recommend going the attack route, defense, and then health route to maximize the damage if you don't hit any additional enemies. When we take a look at what she does against a Titan, she is going to get a B+. Pretty much the only draw to using this character is because you're probably going to be bringing a lot of red enemies against a green Titan, so you're probably going to have a lot of red characters, which means that she's going to be gaining the small amount of mana for 4 turns, and it also can't be dispelled, so all your fire guys are going to be gaining some mana, not to mention she's running at fast speed, so that does help out. But in terms of her abilities, not that great. It's not a character I would be using on a Titan, and she doesn't really even have that high of attack power. Obviously, if you throw some emblems on her, she might be a little bit more utilized in that high attack power spot. But in terms of regularly using her on a Titan, I don't really recommend using this character at all. She's going to get the B+ grade there. In terms of offensively, now I will say I had a debate with the hero grading team. We kind of went back and forth. I was more on the leveraging, saying that she was at an A-, but the team kind of agreed that it was more closer to a B+ on offense. They found that her hitting the random enemies happened a whole lot less than they would like, and it's not really going to be that great. So again, keep in mind, 60% of the time she's either bad or pretty okay. The other 40% she's pretty awesome, which that's that she's hitting 3 or 4 enemies after the fact. So I think that there's going to be kind of some people that are going to bait back and forth on this, especially in offense. I think that she's either the B+ or the A-. I would have said A-, we went with B+, but totally open for that to change because she's only been out for a month. That might definitely change for sure in the future. Currently at the A- because of the vulnerability of not really knowing how much damage she's actually going to be doing. Now, when we take a look at her on defense, she is going to get a B+ as far as the tank rate goes. Again, another situation, you don't know what she's going to do. She is only hitting a single target. Being at fast speed, that does help out, but I don't really see that being the case. She also is kind of vulnerable because she doesn't have that great of defensive stats, so being in a tank position, I think that she's definitely a liability. But again, she could go off and be ridiculous, and it'd be kind of an issue. So she is going to settle at a B+ grade there. In the flank position, another situation where she's in the B+ grade. Again, we haven't really been seeing this character being used. Not too many people are that stoked about her. They've leveled her up and not really seeing that great of results. And then in the wing position, again, another B+. So as far as the character goes, overall on defense, she is going to get the B+. I think that you can move her around the defense a little bit. She does have that availability, but unfortunately, there's just going to be times where she goes off and you're not really that worried about it. So she's probably the least troublesome on the defense, but if you don't have other options, she does make for a pretty solid option. I could see her being used on defense. I think that she might have like a slight edge over like Marjana. I would definitely prefer Marjana costume over her, that's for sure. So maybe you have some usage out of her, but I think that there's a little bit better option. So currently she's going to sit at B+ on defense. When we take a look at her rush grade, she is going to get an A- on rush grade. Obviously, with her running at fast speed, that is a little bit of a factor now at very fast speed, where the biggest draw is that she's going to be gaining the small amount of mana. We have found that a lot of heroes that gain mana are really, really useful being in the rush tournament because now you're just running at faster speed and you're out-tempoing your opponent. So, especially if you're planning on using mono, I think that she could be really great on rush. She's going to get an A- grade there. On buff, she is going to get the A- grade pretty much because she's running at fast speed. She has potential to be gaining a whole bunch of attack power increase with her stat. So that is something that is relevant. So she is going to get the A- grade. And then on Bloody Battle, I do like this character, running at fast speed, dealing damage, and then having the opportunity to deal more damage, and then also adding to the stack. She just pretty much is a damage dealer, which is quite effective in Bloody Battle. She is going to get the overall grade of a B+. My opinion, I probably would have given her a slight edge at the A-, but I think that I'm fine with either a B+ or an A-. I don't think that her range really goes up further than that. If they change the 70% chance, like how they had in beta, I think that she would have a lot more usage. But unfortunately, at 50% chance to hit additional targets, that definitely goes against her. So let me know in the comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll see you on the next video.